Hello everyone. We're just waiting for announcements to go out and some of those view counts to go up a little, and we'll be starting very shortly. A small break? Is that what you think this is? Not so sure about that. Alright. Hello everyone, my name is Cruiser, also known as Cruise Controlled. Welcome to the stream. Today we are having a second one. It is going to be Sad Swats once again. Seems they just can't get enough of me. Or maybe I can't get enough of them. We're going to be playing Hostile Grounds with Patriarch today on this stream specifically. I'm going to be having Axom join me. He's a longtime friend of mine. We usually play games together, play a lot of Killing Floor 2, Killing Floor 1, so he shouldn't be too lost with this. He doesn't really know what's happening, so I'm going to be explaining things to him as much as I'm explaining them to you, especially if you're someone who might be going to witness one of these for the first time, or you just want some refreshers on what's going on. So look forward to that at the beginning of the match. In terms of what's happening, basically this is a team survival tournament. It's run mostly and predominantly by Flux, who I believe is in the chat right now. Every time I see all those chat messages, they just completely distract me. Anyway, Flux is in the chat right now. Long story short, running a tournament, bracket system, teams, specific maps, specific bosses, supposed to play to the end as quickly as possible. 6 players, 7 wave, hell on earth. Whichever team in a given bracket reaches the end of their wave fastest wins. There are some other specifics in terms of if both teams don't reach wave 7, maybe one team wipes on wave 6, the other team reaches wave 7, they would win. Otherwise, in terms of information when it comes to the timer, if someone dies, it adds 30 seconds to the timer. If the whole team wipes, it's, I think, all 30 seconds plus an extra minute. So that's the long and short of it. There'll be plenty more explanation as to what exactly is happening once we actually have some visuals on screen, because I feel that helps keep and understand what's happening, and you're not just hearing some random voice saying this is a thing, and then you're like, but what's it look like? So with that said, I think I'll go ahead and call in Axom, who should be able to hear me. Could you come on over and say hello, introduce yourself? Maybe from someone. Hey, can you hear me? I'm not muted, am I? Oh, I'm totally muted. Whoopsie. Axom, would you mind stopping on by and saying hello?
I would indeed. Hello.
All right. Now, audio might be a little bit funky. Axom has a gloriously carrying voice, so if you need me to lower it at any time, please do. Go ahead and let me know. Go ahead and bring the music down lower.
Sweet dulcet tones of my voice.
It's fantastic. It's going to be an excellent stream. We're going to try not to make this too cringy because longtime friends, we say dumb things, but obviously this is an official tournament, so we're going to try and keep it somewhat under control.
Official, in quotes.
That said, I'm going to go ahead and check over here. They're saying they're ready whenever, so I'm going to go ahead and tell them starting in... They're good to go. Everyone's in the match. I'm going to go ahead and do one last thing that I need to do over here on Discord, which is boost the overall size so you can see our faces a little better. I believe all the announcements have been posted. Flux says, hold on, I'm double checking the boss. I'm gonna go ahead and... We're gonna go ahead and wait, see what's going on. Hold on. We're waiting. Bated breath.
Momentarily, the boss is being prepared.
Breath still bated. I'd like to breathe sometime soon.
Me too. Cruz, I don't know how much longer I can do this.
Neither do I.
Contemplating suicide? No.
They are actually contemplating suicide. Hazardous Monkey says we can suicide quick if the boss is wrong. So I don't know what I'm waiting on here, but I'll go ahead and see if maybe we can.
Well, he didn't say it was wrong, did he? He was just checking it, right?
It seems like Dragonfly is AFK. Yeah, I don't know if it will be wrong, but it seems that they want to check something. We are using the same server, so if it wasn't changed between matches, that might be an issue.
Oh, that could be it. Yes.
And if that's the case, we might have a little bit of an issue here. In the meantime, I guess we'll just go over some information.
Yes. Pay attention, children. Become informed.
Alright, well, I'll see what... Flex, let me know what you want us to do. In the meantime, I think we'll just kind of go over some things. Hopefully my game doesn't explode and crash. I'll go ahead and unshrink this. Let's see here.
Not
Where...
a repeat of exploding games.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate earlier today.
Yes.
Let's see here. I want to find the rules. There they are. Copy link. And I'll go ahead and read these rules out. That way you might have a better understanding of what's happening as well as.
Yes.
Alright, so for those of our viewers...
Who are new and joining us now.
Exactly. Here's basically what's happening. The ultimate goal is to finish the map with the fastest time possible with the most completion against the other team that you're playing against. So, like I mentioned earlier, if Team A gets 45 minutes and Team B gets 44 minutes, Team B will win. The completion map also depends on how far you get into the waves, so purposely killing yourself to have a time of like 3 minutes isn't going to help you any. Death will add 30 seconds onto the main timer. A team wipe will add a total 1 minute to the main timer. Again, I'm not sure if that means extra 1 minute or if it just limits it to 1 minute. Not sure. All perks can be played except for Survivalist, since that's a 2-in-1 perk. Survivalist is banned. Speaking about bans, all weapons are allowed and unlocked, including DLC weapons, excluding the Incision, the Hemoclobber, the Health Thrower, and the Frost Fang. We will have a couple mods enabled, specifically the KF Games /server client mutator, which you'll be seeing once we actually get into the main game visuals, and the DLC unlocker. Anything else is not allowed. Forfeited match. The bosses will, as we previously mentioned, be scheduled. That's why we're kind of having a little issue here. It might be that the boss from the prior match is actually active. I'm waiting on confirmation or a go-ahead from our lead here, Flux. In the meantime, we'll just have a little chitter-chatter. I think I might need to lower the music a little bit more, though, because it's bopping, but it's loud.
It's popping, but it's loud.
Get down to like 3. There we go.
A nice, gentle 3.
Doesn't sound like much, but it's actually quite relevant. Let's see here. What else do we have? Information-wise, there is a limited map list because, you know, we don't want anything too complicated. Map list: Airship, Ashwood Asylum, Biolox Lab, Black Forest, Burning Paris, Catacombs, Containment Station, Desolation, Dystopia 2029, Evacuation Point, Farmhouse, Hellmarks. You know what? Drop me a beat. Actually, I already have a beat. What am I doing? No, I want a real beat. Give me a beat. Hold on. Let me pause the pre-existing beat. Give me a beat.
Pause the pre-existing beat.
I paused the pre-existing beat from the music. So what's? Give me a beat. Give me a beat.
Okay, you want another beat?
Evacuation point, farm, house, and Hellmark Station. We got hostile grounds, infernal realm. Locked it down in that monster ball. We got some moon base, nuked it. Outpost prison, sanitarium everywhere inside my brain. Cranium, shopping spree, spillway, steam fortress, tragic. It's not rapping as well as I thought it would. Volta Manor's landing. There we go. What else we have here? Scheduled matches, information along those lines. We also have a bunch of other...
Hazardous Monkey would like to know, real talk, is a hot dog, a sandwich, and voodoo doll things 100% it is?
A hot dog, a sandwich, that's an excellent question. I actually have a graph that I could make use of.
I was going to say, do you have that handy, Cruz?
I don't have it handy, and it will be a pain to bring it on. I'm gonna have to see what's going on here.
As I was gonna say, you know, Cruz, it's all about that. Viva la radical sandwich anarchy. Great debate going on between the current contestants.
I'm adding my 2 words
Your 2
into
cents worth. Our taco sandwiches. Oh,
sandwiches without a doubt. It's a guarantee.
Almost, but no, says Mr. Phaleology to our tacos a sandwich.
See, now I'm gonna want to look this up and then I'm gonna end up crashing something, but you know what? Okay, let's see here. We're gonna change the boss for this match and the next they're facing to this current. I'm a little confused, but I'm intrigued.
Are we changing bosses for this match?
It looks like maybe what will happen is the bosses for future matches will be changed in case this one is incorrect, which is a happy medium right there, I think.
Right. It won't cause too many.
Yeah, that seems like a good solution to our current issue, for sure. Probably put the music back on so we're not just sitting here awkwardly. There we go. Now we can sit here awkwardly.
Awkward silence. Awkward noise.
I'm so happy I have you here. I could have just sat here talking to myself.
Yeah, well, we all know you're very good at that.
I am. I was surprisingly capable last stream.
Indeed.
I wasn't expecting that.
I've heard you have, like, whole conversations with just yourself.
Our Pop-Tart sandwiches, yes.
Viva la radical sandwich anarchy!
You know what? You need to be typing for me. Every time I type in here, I'm afraid I'm going to crash it. Let's see here. Sandwich. What is it? Like, chart?
A radical sandwich chart?
Yeah. It's a good thing. Here's some messages coming in. I'll go ahead and see what's going on there in a moment.
Right.
Radical sandwich chart. There we go. That's exactly
there we go. Yeah, I was going to say, look that up.
Apparently, I'm opening every single... I don't need a Twitter page. There we go. Ingredients. A rebel structure can contain any food inside any containing food, and a rebel ingredient can contain any food product. Thus, a Pop-Tart is clearly a sandwich in the radical sandwich anarchy department. We now know where Hazard's lies. Hard shell is pretty much a hot dog. I mean, the hot dog goes in the neutral structure or point. It's just toppings either side, separate.
Well, right, but a hot dog bun is not hard.
No, but it's a neutral. It's a true neutral. It just needs savory, 2 sides, split in the middle.
Yep.
Let's see here. I'm hearing some statements. Basically, whatever we'll have the team. Okay, cool.
It is old left-out bread, not a sandwich. Well, if we're just talking about the bread, then no, that's not a sandwich. That's just old stale bread.
All right.
Combined with the filling. Oh.
Thank you for your patience, everyone. We have a final deliberation been granted onto us by the great overlord.
It is go time, ladies and gentlemen. Are you excited?
It's
gonna be a good match.
Go ahead and bring this in. All right. Let's see here. Stream is now on here. Final decision. I don't know what that means. Does that mean they're ready? Does that mean they're not?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is supposed to mean.
Zoom us in a little bit again.
Yep. Oh, okay. Van just said we're ready.
All right. Everyone's a little confused. Fully understandable.
Right. Between the bosses and the other stuff.
You go ahead and stop this for my information.
A world rather topsy-turvy.
Okay, so now that we're in the match, go ahead and start explaining what we're looking at here. We have our custom spectator overlay. I'll be making use of a controller so that I can hopefully reduce any nausea for you, the viewer, by having smoother movements. At the bottom, we can see what players are playing, and I'll be sure to mention that once we know for sure that that's what they're selecting. It probably is. And at the top, we have the timer. The timer will follow the actual game time, not the time that shows up here, which is counting the lobby. It will also slow down during any Z times in order to ensure that players not being penalized for making use of Z time with something like Commando. Let's see here. Are they going to get going? Are we good? I mean, I did say we go. I mean,
we are ready. Go on your mark.
Is that a phrase that's not meant to be used? Have I gone too British or something again?
I think you have.
We did.
I thought we did, didn't we?
Okay. I mean, I thought we did.
Didn't we? Yeah, Flex give us the go ahead.
Let's see. We have some further information coming in. Apparently, they are trying to contact Dragonfly.
And are they nowhere to be found?
I guess they weren't pleased with the idea of going up against a different boss, which makes sense. I mean, if they had a very specific plot, then so be it. In the meantime, I guess we'll go ahead and go back to some music. I'm wondering, should we just
Bring in the tunes.
What can be done? What can be done? I have an achievement, apparently.
What?
Okay, interesting information. Just hold on here. Hold on here. Being told that the match up is currently on Matriarch, which is completely different from what any of us were expecting.
Oh, what was the expected boss?
We're expecting Patriarch, and then if the server hadn't changed, I believe the should have been Abomination. We're gonna go ahead and switch back over to the stream break section so that our people here don't need to worry about having anything that they're saying being popped up. This match may be delayed during the start, but I can almost certainly guarantee that it will not be delayed during the action. This team has had an incredible show recently, 18 minutes, 40-something seconds. I think thereabouts, supremely impressive. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they might be doing. And obviously, with a team that's running on all cylinders like that, you got to make sure that the machine is in order.
Indeed, indeed.
I'm wondering if we should like go into another server and just commentate on some random schmucks.
Just bounce off into another server and be like, hey, what's going on in here? Oh, look at these people. They don't know how to dress at all.
Yeah, so it'd be like, here's the comparison. It's like that Olympian thing, you know? You go to the Olympics, and it'd be fantastic to just have one completely average guy just snapped out of the bar.
Person in there, and it's just...
And just plop them on the field, and then you just see the difference. Where they just...
Alright, you are now going to run a little track and field against Usain Bolt? Go ahead.
Yeah. You really get appreciation for the speed involved.
Right, for how truly fast he really is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry that I don't have something more visually appealing. I try to keep things as self-made as possible on my streams. Obviously, in this case, it's more of just a screenshot of something related to the game, but I can't afford to be paying for no crazy animations or anything like that. But, you know, hopefully...
Y'all got any of them animes?
I could be watching animes. I already did watch animes. What
Hi, I'm Anime. Nice to meet you. Oh! Wave incoming.
Oh, what's happening?
Here we go! Here we go!
Here comes the suicide.
Right. Oh, wait. Nope, I think we're restarting.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, no, we're switching
Total
over.
of 4 minutes, 12 seconds. Absolutely fantastic speed right there. Completely unseen anywhere on this stream.
No one can possibly
look
top
at that.
this. These people are on top of it.
Can't actually transfer between that, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so I believe that... Throw my love... I believe that once this match resets, we'll be good to go.
Once we jump into the...
I'm going to go ahead and pick up my cellular device because I do not want to cause a crash at this point.
Good idea.
And I will go ahead and talk with...
And we're back. Alright.
It's confirming something
Yeah,
here.
confirm that that did indeed do what it was supposed to.
Okay, it seems there. What in the world? There's some serious anime inside of my chat there. Got a
Goodness
second message.
gracious.
What is happening? There's just pings everywhere.
You've been struck by a smooth anime.
Okay, let's go ahead and say.
Like a point Elizabeth
What
anime.
am I tabbed into? Why am I searching things?
Where am I?
So much happening. Hotkeys everywhere. I'm confused. Are you confused? All right, is the entire team back in? They look like they
Hotkeys in
are.
your area.
Okay.
Yes, they are. And they say Hazardous Monkey says they are ready.
We'll go ahead and swap over here. Thank you to House of Dragonfly, run by Dragonfly Force, supporting us here.
Indeed.
I don't know what they're typing. I don't.
CDR?
Alright.
Cruise control downtime recreation.
Okay, so as I mentioned before, there is some information that shows up in the console. However, I will not be opening that because it just clutters the screen, and I'm not a fan of clutter. In terms of what we have at the bottom of the screen, we'll soon be seeing some updates, potentially. And I think that was the start of the match. Was it? No, not quite.
No,
It's just a little jitter. In terms of the screen at the bottom, we have me forgetting to turn off the music, actually. Let's go ahead and do that. I mean, I typed in the wrong one? Must have typed.
No, you said yes. Like,
Yeah, but I might have used it in the wrong chat and it didn't pop through.
Oh.
Anyway, let's see here. At the bottom,
Here we go.
everyone spawns in. As you can see, the information here is pretty much similar. We have at the top of the bar, inside of each person's name, their armor. The next bar afterwards is health, and the last bar is ammunition. I'm not quite sure about what the colors are. I'm starting to think that yellow is their main and white is their side ammo. Not too keen on that. The kills, assists, and cash will show up there as well. And that's about the long and short of what's going on there. So here we are in hostile grounds. This is where they decided to set up. This is an interesting position. It's not at all what I was expecting.
Normally this is kind of a death corridor, wouldn't you say, Cruz?
It is, but this team is trying to make use of just that by going to locations where you would normally want to avoid at all costs during your average everyday gameplay. You actually tend to avoid it because there's so many spawns, and since they're trying to defeat the match as quickly as possible, faster spawns,
Right, this
faster
does
time.
make it is a good Z funnel, so.
And it is an excellent funnel as well. It will require some very precise firing because although this doesn't look too bad from this angle where I'm showing right now, if we go to where the players are located, you can't see around that corner, you know? And
Right,
over
that's a
here,
big blind spot, and you could get surprised by something nasty.
and over here, although they could maybe see a little bit from the corner, from this side where Hazardous, I believe, is actually not Hazardous. Who's over here?
Who's on first?
Mr. Phalology, I believe, is pointing. They can't really see in that direction. So it's going to be an interesting setup. There's a bit of a difference here. Last time, Mr. Phalology, the commando, had a lane almost all to themselves with just one other player. This time, they have 3 players on that lane. So I'm wondering where they're going to be taking this.
Yes, definitely need to stay on their toes down here. This could get overwhelmed easily, but they seem to be on top of it.
Flux is letting me know that white is for pistol ammo and yellow is for primary, so now we know.
Ah, there we go.
And I think I already saw one of those patented hot swaps there happening. They're running out to wipe things, and I think we're going to see another complete skip of the trader. Here we go. Let's see. Yep, they're not even bothering. Trader time skip, 45 seconds, no problem. Weapons are being hot swapped and reloaded through the power of their support's backpack. This team found something that worked well last round, and they're going to try to make use of it again. It's going to be much tighter, though.
Served them well last time.
Yes. They won't have as much leeway here, though. There's not where near as long of a corridor, especially on their rear.
That's what I mean. They better stay on their toes lest they get overwhelmed in this death corridor.
Yep, and we can see it happening now. The Scrake pushed them back a little bit to the edge. However, they took care of it. Not too much damage in terms of any of the armor from what I can see, as well as their health. So they're okay at this time. If they do try to escape, they will either have to push forward into this blind corner or jump down from this side. There aren't too many spawns on the lower half, and they will have some space to escape. So what are your thoughts? This is, I believe, your first match that you've ever really seen, besides the one I told you to quick scrub through.
It looks like it's going well so far. I mean, you know, our players here definitely seem to have a grasp and handle on the situation, and they know what they're doing.
And people are saying that you sound a little bit quiet, so I will go ahead and try to solve that. Hopefully without crashing.
Remember, crews, no implosions.
Okay, I bumped Axom up by a little bit. Let me know if it's too much or not. Thank you for that feedback.
I am never too much.
This one's a bit harder to really showcase what's happening in terms of across the wave and the team, but they're moving quickly, they're moving smoothly, 3 minutes, 40 seconds. I'm not quite sure where they were at this time last, but I'm sure they were pretty much right on par with their past playthrough. They have a trader pod right here, so if it does end up spawning in, they'll have an easy access to a pod there.
Indeed. Very convenient.
As well as to another pod right over here towards the back. This one will be harder to reach, but it will still afford them relatively fast spawn positions overall. They'll be able to make use of that.
Yes.
Medic is once again taking up the rear. Make sure everyone's hopped up on those delicious buff juices, which I can only presume is what they're making use of. It'll be interesting to see if they change. It would
indeed be the smart tactic in this situation.
It'll be interesting to see if they change any of their... Oh, here we go. There's a bunch of weapons. It's changing hands again in slow-mo.
There we go. The slow-mo handoff has occurred.
Let's see.
1 Z left.
Mr. Phalology running around trying to get death as quick as possible because the Zed is running around, checking the corners. Weapons are bouncing around over here. Trader time skipped 7 seconds in or less. Trader time skipped 53 seconds total. That is
lightning round.
Super fast. And you can look at their ammo bars right at the bottom. What's the point? Why do they need to go anywhere? They have confidence in their skills.
They have this on lockdown, at least for the moment.
They don't need any new weapons. They didn't really have anything besides that other Scrake as far as I could tell. They're ready for it. They want to make an even faster time than last time. They're out here looking to make a statement, I feel. And it's going to be an inciting and interesting one for sure.
Indeed, it will be. They seem to also have a pretty good arrangement of their members. They seem to have their respective corridors on lockdown.
Without a doubt. However, we're not playing lockdown, so that's going to be a little bit of a minus there on their overall grade.
Indeed.
Now, you, the viewers, may be noticing here that I'm standing outside of this corridor. I just wanted to point out how the spawn on this side is coming in pretty quickly, but that one is taking some time to get across. And that is also where a Scrake is coming in through. It's not as smooth, per se, as the spawn points that were available in Zed Landing, but that is just a fact that you have to take into account when you're changing maps, and I'm going to be very interested in asking the team at the post-game review what their thoughts are on that. And here comes the Scrake. Everyone's still using Tier 1 weapons as far as I can tell, and look at that, it had almost no time at all. It covered maybe a third of the ground before it had its head cleanly chopped out.
That's the name of the game, as speedy as possible.
Flux is saying that it seems like the other teams really need to rethink some tactics if they want to beat sad Swats. I agree.
I agree as well.
I think this is a risky play, though, obviously. You're going to have to know exactly what you're doing. We were talking about it earlier during the post-game review on the past match. There is a lot of team cohesion. Every single part is doing exactly what it needs to do, and if it breaks down, especially in such an enclosed space like this, you could really end up with a problem situation.
Yes. The well-oiled machine must stay well-oiled to do its job properly.
Exactly, and if it doesn't, well, you could end up with a team
I
wipe
have
here.
detected an army of incoming husks.
Oh, that's which side?
Over here on the lesser guarded side. Could cause a
with the
problem for
firebug.
them.
Yes, I see. Firebug still
There's at
played.
least 4 of them from when I counted, unless another has shown up.
Here they come. It's a blind
Here they
corner.
go.
Let's see if they see it coming. They turned around. They think that's good and all. Oh, no, there's another one. Backpacks are exploding nonstop. Pretty much non-issue. Firebug isn't going to be
Yep, they
phased
took
in the
them
slightest.
down hard and fast.
Looks like they might decide to go to a trader this time. I'm not really sure where the trader is, but it's probably the one that's right here. Yep.
Yep.
And there you go. Easy trader access. Now we'll bother. Free weapon on the floor, too. Let's see where they go. They got a plenty of money.
How we all doing for ammo?
Wave 3 of 7. I'm going to go ahead and jump into their chat real quick, so I'll be back. Silence.
Me both, I'm coming.
Oh, I bought a freaking dragon's breath.
Sure.
There you go.
Fine.
I'm tossing you blood. I'm tossing you blood.
Give me that. Thank you.
Alright, and then, do we have all the money?
I gave all my money to Give me, you. give
I
me the
could use
Okay,
extra.
mine
I
came
could
out.
use extra.
K-Man, go to Vaughn as soon as you're done.
Try to buy.
K-Man to
fast.
Vaughn, K-Man to Vaughn, money, K-Man.
Gotta keep a lookout for a turntable.
Skip. Whoever's last, skip.
I skipped. I skipped.
Go, go, go.
Oops.
It's understandable. It's fine. It's
It's understandable. It's fine. They were not pleased with the speed that they were engaging with that trader there. That's the takeaway at that point.
It is always risky to slow down in this situation.
It seems like there was a slight hiccup on the purchases, a misclick potentially here or there.
Oop.
Some of the money was shifted around, and it left them with slightly less money than I think they wanted to have at that time. But I think they just about made it work out at the deficit of speed when it came to the trader skip.
Well, that's good.
So let's go ahead and see potentially what kind of weapons they have. I think Voodoo Doll's still making use of the starter revolvers, the 18 something or others. Do you remember what those are called? I completely forgot.
1858s, I believe.
1858s. There's a flesh pound. Oh, no one saw it coming. It was coming from around the corner.
Oh,
There's a stun and it's taken care of.
and it's down.
That was a touch and go moment there. Could have been worse. Could have been worse. The team did not run though. You noticed that they repositioned and immediately started hammering in.
We call that a tactical retreat.
I see what looked like the Winchester as well still. Legend is making use again of the stock rifle for the medic, which is the 401, I believe. Hazardous Monkey is once again making use of a cock and bird. Can't quite tell what else. Everything's going very dark. Looks like you might have a deagle on hand.
Who is this?
Hazardous Monkey, the firebug. Flipped into it and right back out. I'm seeing one of the more advanced machine guns for the commando, as well as the M16 grenade launcher once again. I don't know what the other weapon was. I couldn't be too sure on that. I, again, apologize, but I'm not keen on commando, so I can't really say. Their gunslinger, Cabro, I believe is probably also using some deagles, if not 1911s. And Van is making use of several Vlads in all likelihood. We just don't know where it is because it seems that they tend to purchase a spare and bounce it around. So it seems pretty much
Heroes
similar.
definitely utilizing 1911s.
1911s, alright. So it seems that the weapon loadout is more or less the same. There might be a slight change in terms of the side weapons on Mr. Phaeology.
He's using the AK-12, I believe.
I believe you are correct. Buck said is so as well. Time is now 10 minutes and 10 seconds, almost at the end of wave 4 into wave 5. If we double that, it's about 20-minute game. We'll see where it goes from here. They now have their full weapon kit, however. As you can see, all the weapons are hot swapping at the front. They're trying to make sure everything's in order. Weapons are being reloaded. Ammo is going up. They're probably looking to just hard skip right away.
Probably given that slight slip with the trader pod last round.
Exactly. Just what I was going to say. Are you reading my mind?
I might be.
Stay out of that third box to the left. You don't want that one.
What, you mean this third box?
No! Anywho, we're noticing some weapons actually being left on the ground. This is a bit different from before. Oh, never mind. It's been picked up. But yes, weapons are still bouncing around. Trade time has been saved. Could have been a little bit faster.
Swap is going on.
The room doesn't really afford much here, but they're holding strong and steady. It's going to be interesting to see what happens once more Fleshpounds come in, if they do.
They're indeed holding this corridor very well.
What are your thoughts? Do you think they'll be going faster or keeping at the same click now that they have their preferred weapons?
I would tend to think they might speed up a little bit, but, you know, as we get farther into the game, the amount of Zeds and just sort of general difficulty in that case will increase, so it will remain to be seen whether it will behoove them or not.
I agree with that assessment entirely. It'll be interesting to see. The spawn pool is basically going to be the deciding factor, I believe, in this match.
Exactly my point. Because as we know very well, Cruz, you can be doing phenomenally, and then one slip-up takes you down.
Well, considering the location, they are doing very good, but they are being pushed in more than they were last time. So I think today's prediction for this match is going to be, do you believe there will be a death or not? Will?
Let us know. What do you think?
And we'll go ahead and make the submission period 1 minute on that one.
Alright.
And there we go. Prediction is now live. Flux is also kind of following my viewpoint. The only issue they could find, it will come down to how they handle the Scrake Flesh Pound Quarter Pounder combo that we find on wave 6 and 7. And that's basically what I'm wondering as well. This area and their gameplay.
When the heavies come in.
When the heavies come in, it's clear that they know what they're doing. But that blind corner, it's risky. Their escape pad, less so.
I would say that that blind corner is probably the most tenuous part of this whole venture, as it were.
It eliminates one of their only escape paths as well. If they try to even go pushing through it, they're going to just hit all the other spawns on that side.
Exactly, exactly.
Which means they either have to push out through the tunnel or drop to the bottom.
Right, they're either going to have to go over the railing or figure something else out.
We have one person. Boy. Oof, oof, oof. I don't even know what that is, but one person has said someone may die. They're going for that long odds there. I can't actually see what the odds are specifically. I'd rather not tab out. But if they do, they're going to win a pretty penny. Alright, so they're going to the trader. See what happens. They're moving real quick. Money is blasting everywhere. Ammo is being purchased. It looks like they're trying to restock and
Money shotgun!
A weapon may be getting purchased, and they're done. 36 seconds skipped. Trader nearby their starter position. They're going to lose almost no time, if any, when it comes to their spawn lines.
And we are on to the dreaded Wave 6. Now is when it should start getting really interesting.
We already heard at least one big boy spawn. And there's some more. You can hear them coming.
There's more, yep.
Is that even more, I hear? And at least one of Scrakes is coming in from the blind corner. Here we go.
There he is. And there he goes.
Eliminated. The question is, would it potentially be worse for them if they all came from the same corner, or will it be worse for them if they get pinched?
That is indeed something to consider.
Scrake coming in through the door. Didn't last at all once again.
Yeah, that was... They took him down like he was nothing.
Sharps... Everyone is just basically landing headshots. Sharpshooter, gunslinger, support who arguably shouldn't be landing any headshots at range with a Vlad is doing just that.
Right, that gun is absolutely ridiculous. Here
comes the quarter pounder around the blind corner. I think that's going to be eliminated in seconds. There's not enough compression going on here. They're getting a nice trickle.
Yeah.
They're not feeling any pressure at all, I don't think.
No, I wouldn't say so, at least not at this moment.
There's an optimal reload there on the support, ready to go for when the Drake came around the corner. I think its head is already gone. If not, it will be shortly. Plenty of extensions. Look at that commando, just getting headshots while hopping up and down. Is that a style point? Is it useful at all? Who knows?
Do you get style points for that? We'll have to determine that later.
I don't know if that's a forward function situation there. I'm thinking form.
Shh.
We definitely saw a few quarter pounders. There's one right there, in fact. It's just that they don't have a chance to do anything. They come in and they're down just like that.
Yeah, they appear and they disappear.
The enemy team needs to group up a little bit better here. They're just feeding at this point.
Shh.
Oh, and the trapper tried to
lane.
go for a behind the wall grab. That could have been problematic. Another unintended risk of this area. Seems to have pretty much left him entirely unfazed, however. Most of the team has armor at this point. Hazardous Monkey is definitely
I would say
armorless.
everybody has almost full armor, except Hazardous Monkey, who has none, and Van has half.
That just goes to show there. I mean, you do get a bit of armor depending on what the support may be having when it comes to their perk skills, but that's not going to keep you fulled up the entire time.
Right, no.
They're just not getting hit. They're killing things before they get to them.
They can't be touched.
We're going into 16 seconds, 10 Zeds left. Wave 6 of 7. They are absolutely demolishing.
Indeed.
I hear a bloat hobbling around, and there we go. I'm thinking they're going to go for another skip here. They clearly show they don't need it. Watch as the MO goes up on Hazardous Monkey just like that. It's bouncing up. Cabro's back up again. Hazardous. Leg end, maxed out, done.
Swap. It's working.
Some of them was moving around, but that's just because people were giving weapons back. Look at that. Instant. Complete. There's no need to move. Wave 7. 16
Nah,
minutes.
they got
54
this.
seconds. 321 Zeds remaining. That is a large group coming in right now. We might finally see the pressure coming.
Goodness. We might see something interesting here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's full quarter pound, flesh pound right there. Instantly stunned. Headshots coming in. Head
And
removed. An absolute cacophony of gore fiends.
Yeah.
The explosives that are coming in are taking care of that, making short work. Massive amount of extensions there allowed the team to just obliterate. However, here comes another wave. Several quarter pounders on one side. Just one?
Yep.
Just one. Other side, flesh pound. This time there was no pause. It got all the way in, managed to get one shot off. Frozen, head's probably gone before I can even round this corner. Yep.
He's gone. He is out of there.
That one can take pride in knowing that he actually hit something before he went down.
We've got a Scrake followed by 2 Sirens.
A grenade has enraged the Scrake. It made things a little bit difficult there. Hazardous is tanking some hits, but his armor was able to handle it.
Oh, here comes another Scrake. And they've already dealt with him.
There's such few moments of action here with the skill that's going on. I mean, they're definitely getting pushed a little bit, but it's all right. They're holding. They react quickly and efficiently. They are absolutely making call-outs to each other, without a doubt, in my mind. All the high-value targets.
Indeed. I mean, we have seen threats emerge and then get tamped down just as quickly.
I don't even know how that one died. What happened to that one?
I am not sure.
It just fell over. Did I think
what happened there? I don't know. It just kind of happened.
I mean, maybe there was a sight line there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I saw that too, but yeah.
Oh, this just feels like bullying.
Shh. This is just unfair.
This is what we call e-bullying, ladies and gentlemen.
Cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying, even better. Or worse. Probably worse. We here do not condone bullying in any way, shape, or form. Hearing some more spawns come in. See how it works out.
Yep, here comes more trouble. more possible trouble.
A proper flesh pound and a scrape coming around the back end that is going to interfere with their line of sight. Let's see how they deal with this. They realize exactly what I meant. They're opting for a freeze. The freeze worked out, and it's obliterated.
The flesh pound is down.
Excellent use of a freeze grenade right there to take it.
Indeed, that was quality.
I had far more time to register that might have been an issue. It took them 2 seconds. They lined up, prepared for it, executed.
Oh, they were on top of that. No question.
Some stuff being shot at down here, but I don't know what. See an occasional bullet go underneath my camera.
Just a stray clot, I think it was.
I see.
Another scrape around the blind corner. And he's down.
This team has proven me wrong. I really thought that blind corner would have been more difficult for them.
I agree. I thought it would have led to a lot more interesting situations, but they have it under control.
You can consider it luck in terms of the spawn pool or skill, or a little bit of both, honestly, is probably what it is. And we're moving onwards to your 19 minutes, 28 seconds approaching the boss wave. That is a bit slower than the previous match. I'm going to have to put it up to the delay that occurred during that one trader time where it seemed like they might have made a couple of missed purchases. And the amount of time it takes for some of the Zeds to get to where they are due to the layout of the spawn positions on this map. But overall, I think they're doing well. How about you?
I would say they're doing very well. I mean, we're talking a difference of only, like about a minute or so.
More to be done, but so far so good.
Smell that? Uh-huh. I'm kind of busy watching.
Alright, here we go. Final wave purchases.
Venturing above ground for the
Probably
final
gonna do
wave.
it very quickly. I don't think they're going to bother purchasing any spare weapons. It doesn't seem like they bothered with it
Doesn't seem
before.
like they really need to anyways.
Nope, they're going to bank on eliminating the threat instantly. And here we go, boss cam, 27 seconds saved.
Yep, here comes the boss. There he is.
And I've got some new tricks.
How about
Did you
your
know?
old tricks?
He has
from
new
the first
tricks.
game?
Running away will save you.
It's funny he says running away won't save you when he's the one who should probably be running away.
Right,
In fact, he's
exactly,
turning around right now. Anyway, as we see, same thing as last time. They're blasting.
Wow.
Let's see if there's a freeze. I see a couple grenades going out. I don't think they're going to let him get away. They're going for it.
Oh,
There's the freeze, and he's done.
And he's down.
20 minutes, 52 seconds. Not a single death. Obliterated. Very careful with their freezes. They knew that Patriarch would not be refrozen as many times or as fast as the bloat. They saved it, made extensive use, took that slight risk. Fantastic. Team awards. We got Ledge End once again with healing, only 612 health. You don't need to heal. If no one's getting hit, why heal? Zed Slayer, 533 kills.
Don't fix it.
Mr. Phalology, exactly. Enforcer, how does Monkey Turn Assist, Destroyer Van? Bunch of damage, not even going to read that number. Giant Slayer, Cabro, 11 large Zeds. I think that was a bit less than last match. Moneybags, Mr. Phalology, 12,000 Dosh. Head Popper, Mr. Phalology, 398 headshots. Again, making sure all those extensions come out to assist the team. And Dominator, Leg End managed to get that last hit on the boss. Fantastic. Round of applause. Beautiful background echo. We're going to go ahead and wait for everything to kind of shift over. I'll go ahead and cut the screen back over here, and then we'll probably have a after-game chat. I don't really know what else there is to say. It was impressively well done. Time was fast. It was efficient. There were no deaths. So I'm sorry to that one person who thought someone might die this match on the prediction. Just didn't happen. Map is going to change.
Today.
I'm not going to tell out until after it occurs because I know what will happen.
Yes.
That was my
Very
mistake
risky.
last time.
Got a little too excited there, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I was eager. Lessons. That's true. Flux is saying that heal, there was less healing in an entire match versus what some teams did in just one wave.
Wow. Impressive.
It is incredibly impressive. This is looking like they are shaping up to be the team to beat.
Indeed.
Anyway, let's see here. I'm going to go ahead and use my cellular device again to contact How's This Monkey and see if they are ready and available for a follow-up chat. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull in Hazardous and Voodoo today. It seems.
All right.
Howdy.
Hi.
Hey.
1 second while I bring the stream back over. Okay, can I get a quick hi from Hazardous and then a quick hi from Voodoo so everyone knows who's who?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, I'm Voodoo Doll.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's go ahead and just start off with our prediction this time. Axom and I were wondering, your positioning. There's a blind corner. Depending on how the spawns were coming in, felt like it might be a bit of a risky spot. It was the only place that really seemed like it was getting pushed in at any time. So today's prediction for this match was, will somebody potentially die this match or not? Specifically as a result of that corner. Obviously no one did. So
Bunch of non-believers probably voted yes.
there was only one non-believer. They had
Only
a
one.
huge return ratio of what looks like 1 to 228, if I'm reading that correctly. However,
believe
the
you are.
return is actually 0.
That's funny.
Go ahead and mark that up. All right,
We
that
had some
out of the way.
close calls, but it was, close calls in terms of positioning, but with the strategies we were employing with Firebug Stun, or Stumble, Sharpshooter Stuns and stuff like that, is really no big deal.
I stepped in this time because, want to make sure I have permission for that. It sounded like there might have been a mispurchase on your part for a Dragon's Breath. Could you tell me some more about that?
Yeah, that was, it really wasn't any big deal, but our strategy is very key on making sure you're buying the right weapons, and we also have some weapon exchanging, because some classes have more ammo than others. So if you go into the wave with more ammo, you can get farther. And I bought a Dragon's Breath which slowed down my timings. And it really didn't affect anything, but
when it came to the money that was passing, there was a couple of issues right at the end as well. Would you say that was related to the Dragon's Breath purchase, where there wasn't enough money to go around, or was that just a separate problem that also occurred? Because there was a significant hiccup there.
yeah, there was a lot that actually went down. So in all of our practices, we didn't even have a single instance in which we had a Zed spawn so far away. It spawned like in the center of the map on the second level on the top floor. And so we sent our gunslinger back to chase it because it's the fastest class in the game. And I'd given him all my money coming back, and it really wasn't a big deal, but we're always trying to make sure that we're being hypercritical. So I was like talking pretty loudly, making sure we're doing stuff, but really we're just trying to minimize as much mistakes as possible. And that's really what all this is which team can minimize the most mistakes, and stuff like that happens where there's weird spawns and all kinds of stuff we're trying to get right at the same time.
There was definitely a sound of a little bit of disappointment overall with that aforementioned trader time, but otherwise, in terms of the spawns with the map, I think that your team really did what needed to be done. You kept up with it. Obviously, it wasn't as fast as Zed landing, but I feel that for the most part, that was just due to the length of time that it takes for some of the Zeds to get to you due to the spawn positions. I mean, Axom, do you have any questions?
No, I think you've covered it.
All right. Voodoo Doll, is what stood out to you during this match? What was your moment? What was your oh my goodness?
Well, I'm actually very fortunate that we actually got the good traders for this map, because we actually had a strategy of if we didn't buy until wave 4, we had to buy immediately, and it was upstairs. We would have to change positions basically for the rest of the game. So being able to stay below made things a lot more consistent with our practice.
Okay. So you got lucky with that. That's good to hear for you. Not so good for some of the other teams, I'm sure, who might be watching at this time. Because we have some questions coming in. Let's see here. Did you plan to use that blind corner for increased spawn rate, says a lovely Sundere?
Yeah, it was something we tried out. I actually don't remember what the spawn cylinders look around that corner, but generally, you're trying to reduce spawn rages on orb Zeds or time rages, because if they see you, you have 10 seconds to kill them before they enrage. So they're just spawning right around the corner. We're trying to kill them as fast as possible. It's really just the name of the game.
Yeah. There was one instance, actually, speaking of fast as possible. We're not really sure what happened. There was a quarter pounder, I believe, that just came around the corner and it just fell flat on its face. And it didn't look like anyone actually shot it. Does anyone maybe remember that, or was everything just going far too fast for you to really register?
That's one of the things is we actually surprise ourselves. I'm sure you saw that. Well, during the match, we will call QP right, and the entire team will just shoot one shot, And if you have 6 players shooting one shot, it dies in one shot. So
Yes.
it comes around the corner, everyone shoots once, and it dies instantly. At least when it works out that way.
Yeah, the one
Sometimes
we're
it's
talking about
just
didn't
great.
seem like it was actually around the corner yet. It was.
Oh,
It was like
It was-
just barely
it was
in
the-
vision. It looked like one person might have just barely spotted. And just I don't know what happened.
was it rubbing up
the
against
Q-
another QP?
No solo. I mean, I'm sure it was around the corner visually. It was a bit difficult to get a good angle in that room. You guys chose a very, very small enclosed space, but it was an interesting point. But I mean, what you said, regardless, is very accurate. We could see the quality of the callouts and the cohesion. And speaking of the cohesion, there was a point where Axom and I noticed that a Scrake and a Flesh Pound were coming around the corner towards the end. And I said, oh, this might be a problem for them because the Flesh Pound or the Scrake is right in front of the Flesh Pound. The damage types aren't going to really mishmash. You're not going to be able to get those shots off that you were doing so consistently because you're going to miss a headshot, possibly in range of Scrake if you go for the Flesh Pound. And all this took me like 5 seconds to comprehend. Your team took about 2 to see it and decide to make use of some of your very valuable ice grenades to eliminate it. What were the callouts like? Did someone just turn around, just threw a grenade, everyone just knew what to do, or?
I mean, it was like very loud with like large callouts. So as soon as I hear like stuff happen and I see like the situation's kind of bad, I just freeze just in case. Because typically, especially for the lane we're holding, it's a pretty long stretch, so we don't really need to like waste our precious stuns. So for like, the very end, I just tended to waste them all.
And beyond that, there's like no use in calling out like the little stuff. So when we see like double FP Scrake or something like that, you see it and there's nothing else you need to say besides like freeze right. And
Okay.
in that moment, you've got an incoming freeze or a gunslinger grenade or something. And then there's that one moment we're all together ready to kill it.
The callouts are as fast as the action, so essentially you're speed running your shouts. All right, let's see. Got some more questions here. Flux says, if you had to remove a perk, which one would you remove? That is definitely a loaded question right there. I think he's trying to mine into your strategy a bit there. Are you willing to answer?
Yeah, I mean, we can't remove the support. It's just too valuable. Firebug is too good in close quarters. Sharpshooter give us more Z times. Gunslinger's good. I think pretty much on every single map, we always come to a head on, do we want a commando? Because Z time's cool, but it's not a necessity.
Yeah. You've made excellent use of the commando, though. Actually, here's a question. Would you happen to know if your medic was making use of buff perks skill sets?
Indeed, because we were talking about that.
I would happen to know, but I
Thank
can't
you.
say.
Moving on.
Well then,
Let's
moving
see
on
here.
indeed.
Lovely Suitor asks, did you choose roles based on the comfort of the players or performance? That's an interesting question.
That is.
I think Voodoo is an excellent sharpshooter, so it doesn't make sense to put him on other things. Not that he's not comfortable with it. I believe completely in Voodoo, but he's like a god sharpshooter.
No, you give me too much
It's
credit.
true. It's true. Don't try to walk yourself back. It's
There
true.
was heads disappearing here, left, right, and center. I mean,
K-Man
I
is
think
an excellent gunslinger.
Yeah, K-Man's a
Vaughn has
good
some-
gunslinger. There are times where like Vaughn calls a large, I peek over, it's already dead. Like I was like, what the hell?
What lord is it? Exactly.
Exactly.
We did do a little metagaming into each player for sure.
Let's see here. I think that finishes up our questions here, at least from the stream. I guess once again, I mean, I'm sure the answer is going to be pretty similar. MVP viewpoints, not in terms of who is carrying the team, but who is most valuable, who is the linchpin to the strategy, who you feel potentially just did best on this match. Just open
What do
air.
you think, Voodoo?
SWAT, definitely SWAT.
SWAT? SWAT the best? Is that what I
That's
heard?
the best.
Is that what I heard?
Is that your final
Yeah.
answer, Hazardous? I see you're putting it in the chat. That means that's your final.
I don't know. Like as I said last time, I think it really comes together, all this stuff. If you had dropped, it was kind of funny. I was laughing to myself because you'd come in at such an unopportune time for us because we're having a little problem at the trader. But I think it's less about the perks and more about the players coming together. But
Okay, so what I heard is Firebug was clearly the worst player of the game. All right, you
Yeah,
heard it here first.
true. I just mouse one. I pretty much don't do anything. I don't know. I find my perk to be pretty boring, but
I mean, even if it is boring, then that's more pertinent when it comes to
it's
the
a
player.
cog in the
You
chain.
might
For
just blink out, and that could be really bad for your team. So,
oh, for sure.
Axom, any thoughts on any other questions or observations on?
I think we've covered it.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and ask the same question as before. Basically, chat, who do you think might have been the MVP? I will, if no answers really start pouring in, I'll probably just make the same question as last time, based off of the linchpin overall support, just because that's so integral to your strategy. Sharp, because Sharp was making sure that when things did start going bad, those stuns were ready to go. And then probably be Firebug just for crowd control as usual. Since, I mean, it's really difficult. You're making it really hard for us, Hazardous and Swats in general, to pick apart your team in any kind of MVP because you're all doing so fantastically. So, I mean, I just want to applaud you. You're making for great streams. It's hopefully causing people to really think through their strategies, and hopefully we'll end up seeing some new cool things happening as this tournament continues in no small part. Thanks to you.
We hope to repeat it in the next couple matches here.
Yeah. Let's see here. Chef Hat Firebug is my favorite, but Gunslinger did the deed. Alright, so some people are saying Gunslinger, so maybe I'll throw in Gunslinger as well. We'll just have a four-way what is it? Oh, so I guess I'll end it on my part when it comes to you guys. So unless you have anything else that you'd like to say.
I don't know. I think that's it.
I think I'm good.
Okay, well then I'll go ahead and drag y'all out. Thank you very much for once again spending some time out of your day talking with us and the stream. Looking forward to your future matches, and see you
Indeed.
next time.
All right, catch you
Thanks for
later.
having us.
Alright, so let's go ahead and create that poll. New
Let's
poll.
get to the polls.
MVP. Got
Who do you think?
that hopefully is spelled correctly. Sharp. Shooter. Gunslinger. And Fire. We will not allow any additional votes, and we will have the poll for 1 minute. Yep. And the poll should now be live. Go ahead and bring that over here. Also, I don't know if I called this out earlier, but thank you to Prezi V for having followed at some point, potentially mid between streams. And the poll management is working. I don't know if people have actually noticed that the poll is live. There's not as many. Oh, there we go.
No, we're getting some votes. They're coming in.
They're coming in. They're coming.
Oh yeah, no,
Gunslinger
we're getting
MVP.
votes now.
Gunslinger hunting far. Remaining Zed save the run from being wrecked by unluckiness. MVP says UK. Coming in, it's coming in. We'll go ahead and announce that, and I think that'll be the end. So let's go ahead and bring in some music, which I should have done when we first started talking, but no problems there. In the meantime, Axom, how was that for you? Did you enjoy the whole concept?
Indeed, I would say it was quite enjoyable.
That's good to hear. Hope the same goes for y'all viewers. Let's see here. Gunslinger wins with 63% of the vote. Very nicely done. Guess Gunslinger will be MVP for today in terms of the community suggestions, and we'll have to talk about it a little bit more off stream before we submit our commentator considered MVP to Flux. Congratulations to everyone who has been doing it so far. Thank you once again to Flux for having actually started this whole situation in the first place. Thank you a bunch to Axom. I know Axom wasn't really commentating as much mid-match, but he helped out a lot, especially at the beginning while we were waiting to figure out what was actually going on, because otherwise that would have been a very boring 10-15 minutes. So
Well, thank you. Well, you were honestly doing a lot of the commentating legwork, so I just kind of figured I'd sit back and let you do your thing, you know?
lazy arse. Anywho, next stream, I'm not quite sure when it is. It should be Flux, I believe, doing the next one. I'm not quite sure on that. I can go ahead and take a quick gander at what I think would be the next stream, so I'll go ahead and do that now. And once we get some information there, we'll end it up, wrap things, and leave it to the future. Always, I'm pretty sure I marked off what the next ones are. Actually, let me just open. Just open the Google Doc. I'm making this complicated. Where's the rules? There we go. Pop that open. Alright, so it looks like the next match should be, I believe, they're all over the place. Janitor Jedi Association at 1700 PTD, which should be maybe 30-ish minutes from now, and I believe that might be the last one of the day. I think we've covered all the other ones. Also, be able to correct me if I'm wrong. If that is the case, you'll be watching Janitor Jedi Association playing Hostile Grounds with Patriarch as well. I believe they might be in the same bracket as Swats, although I could be wrong about that. I'm not too keen on the bracket structure. But I think that covers it. And yes, Flex, you will do it because I don't want to. I don't. Any further comments on your part, Axom, before I send you off?
No, I think we've covered it for the moment.
All right, talk to you later soon. In the meantime, goodbye. All right, that brings us to the end of the stream. This has been the Cruising Era, also known as Cruise Control. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Once again, big shout out to Flex for taking care of all this. Oh, you're redeeming this right at the end of the stream. Do you think that's a sensible use of your bit? You know what? Just because you did that, I'm taking over it. You're not even gonna get the full 2 minutes. What is this minute? VO trailer. Okay, I'm gonna mark it. Select it. Complete. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for witnessing the one and only Team Survival Killing Floor 2 Tournament, sponsored in part by Flux, sponsored in whole by Flux, random game keys by Cruise Control, gameplay by viewers like you. Thank you for watching. This has been the Cruisinator, also known as Cruise Controlled. Until next time, see you later. Coming to a theater near you in just 22 minutes. Goodbye. Excessive terminologies. Jubilation. Words. Pamphlets. And explosions.